Okay, so we're getting pretty close. We've kind of got his head shaped in there. We're gonna try to get this pretty close to finished in this video so we're not dragging it out. And then obviously you can go over the carving several times and do a lot of cleanup and do all the final things that you would want to do with it. But so let's go ahead and finish his arm. His arm is right here, and we'll basically be thinning all this down to pull that arm out. And then we'll go ahead, and once we do that, we'll get his leg put in there. And then we'll basically, this back foot is going to be somewhere around in here because this one's going to come around. It'll make more sense when we get there. But, okay. So let's go ahead and make another stop cut there. This piece is really tough. Start shaping this back towards it. May have to take some more of this out. So we're kind of getting it started there. Take the bandsaw marks off. Go ahead and clean this up right here. Typically, whenever I'm working on these things, I don't really stay in one spot all the time. Just constantly working around it. Okay, so now we need to show the little area there of his arm, and he's got that little bit of a defining his arm and his wrist. Okay. Now once we're done with the carving part, we can go back and clean all this area up. Make it all nice and smooth for finishing. We're not going to add the details of this, but basically what I would do is I would just come in here and just kind of make some indications of where the inside of his ear would be. Something like that. And then you can create his eyes however you'd like. We might get to that part of it, but there's that. You can give him a mouth if you want. Let's go ahead and work on this. So looking at the original, when you look at it from the side, you can kind of see his back leg, which is this area here. Back leg going behind the front leg. So I'm just going to come back here and right there where we made that mark and cut back towards it. That's really tough. Okay. So now what I want to do is round from this point here towards the front. Take that all the way down. With a good piece of basswood, you shouldn't have to work that hard. That's really tough. Okay. Take it down some more. Just enough to where it kind of sticks out there a little bit. We can even go some more. Okay, so now we're just going to go and clean up these two surface areas. Do the same thing with his arm. Okay. Just round him off. Okay. All right. So now let's go ahead and draw in where his front leg will go, and then this area right here. Okay. And basically, we're just going to make a couple of V-cuts here. And then cut here. And then back up from here to there. And I want to kind of pull that front foot out a little bit, so cut back up towards this. Just trying to get that shape. Lazy bear laying around here. Okay, you can go ahead and basically cut that out right there. So same thing again. Where those two legs would cross. Now, most of the carving is done. Just go back and clean it all up. Get rid of any of the areas where you didn't get clean before. All I'm going to do now is just kind of round off my square corners, and then we can do this real quick. We'll just shape this back leg. Just taking off the bandsaw marks. So the original design of this, there was never any reason why I was going to carve this all the way around, because I just basically wanted it just to kind of sit on a shelf and nobody would really see the backside of it. And you could go ahead and finish it out if you'd like. So remove all the bandsaw marks and any areas that you've missed. You can paint this guy, you can stain it, whichever you want. Not really a whole lot to this back foot. Kind of round it over a little bit. Just rounding it over. Let's see. Okay. So the only other thing that we have left to do is just put in his wedge right there to show the separation of the arm. So we've done this cut a bunch of times. So for those of you that have been carving for a while, this shouldn't be a big challenge to you. I'm not going to show the finished carving. I'll go ahead and finish carving it and rounding it off, and then I'll show you what I came up with after the fact. So here you go, we got him all roughed out. I think the majority of you can put the eyes in, kind of seen how we do eyes on some other videos, and so I'll clean him all up and then I'll show you what I came up with at the end.